Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Liverpool tipped to sign 46M midfielder, with comparison drawn to Jordan Henderson. Championship striker Daryl Dike, the American West Brom forward, has tipped a Premier League midfielder to end up at Liverpool in the near future as he continues to impress. Nottingham Forest star Elliot Anderson, who has been called up to play for England again in the upcoming international break, has drawn comparisons to Jordan Henderson. And Dike believes he will be on the move to a bigger club soon. "I think he's a young Henderson," he said on TikTok. "He's going to be there. He's going to have leadership qualities. I wouldn't doubt him playing for Liverpool in the near future." Anderson has been in excellent form for Nottingham Forest this season. He moved to the Midlands from Newcastle United in 2024 when the Magpies needed to free up some PSR wriggle room. Around the same time, Liverpool looked into signing Anthony Gordon from Newcastle. In the end, though, it decided to sell Anderson and Yankuba Minte instead. Anderson, 23, is looking to establish himself as a key man for England ahead of next summer's World Cup. And he could be on the move again, with Manchester United also having been linked with a transfer swoop. Eddie Howe also admitted last month that he would love to take Anderson back to the Northeast just over a year after selling him for $46 million, $35 million. Newcastle never really wanted to sell the player in the first place. "I don't know if he will come back, but certainly from my perspective I would love him to," Howe said at the start of October. "I'm very respectful of the fact he is at another football club, and I would never normally talk about a player in that way, so I won't change that stance, but yeah, it is very regretful. A player from the academy who had given so much, and the club had given so much too, all those years here and how people tried to develop those talents, for him not to be utilized here is a real shame. His sale didn't sit right with me then. Doesn't sit right with me today that we, as a football club, were forced to make a decision that we didn't want to make. And a player that had given everything to rise through the ranks here to try to play for Newcastle, that was ended by financial restrictions. I do think it is slightly sad that academy products are now seen as a vehicle to sell and generate profit. That side of it, for me, just doesn't go in tune with the development of players, which ultimately is crucial at the younger age. Mark Guehi. Alternative is open to Liverpool deal. Liverpool have got some issues to solve at centre-back in upcoming transfer windows. Arguably, the process of renewal started last summer, when Jarell Quansah left and Giovanni Leoni was brought to the club. Quansah joined Bayer Leverkusen for around 30 years, where he continues to go from strength to strength. Meanwhile, 18-year-old Leoni came in on a 26-meter deal from Parma but disaster-struck when he suffered a torn ACL on debut. Liverpool currently only have 3 senior fit centre-back options: Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate, and Joe Gomez. Van Dijk is out of contract in 2027, as is Gomez. Moreover, the club would probably sell the Englishman if they received a good fee for him. Liverpool require Mark Guehi alternatives. Konate is the most pressing concern, with his contract expiring in 2026 and no agreement yet in place over a new deal. As things stand, he is scheduled to leave the club for nothing at the end of the season. With so many moving parts, it's no surprise to see the Reds linked with plenty of potential centre-back arrivals. Mark Guehi is reportedly still the N01 pick for central defense, with Richard Hughes having missed out on a deal for the Crystal Palace captain on deadline day. He too is out of contract at the end of the season, but Liverpool have in effect lost their exclusive shot at signing the England international. Bastoni being tracked by Liverpool. All the top English and European clubs are expected to be in the hunt for the 25-year-old, meaning a list of alternatives will have to be drawn up. This week it emerged that Italy international Alessandro Bastoni was one such name, with the Inter Milan stopper high on the list of Guehi alternatives. A new report in Team Talk now confirms that Bastoni is being considered for a deal by Liverpool. but only in the event that they don't get Guehi. Bastoni interested in PL move. Bastoni is a player who has been tracked by Liverpool, the report reads. Should Liverpool miss out on Guehi, then an offer for Bastoni as an alternative could become a reality. For his part, Bastoni, 26, would be interested in a move away from San Siro, but only for the right project. The Italian Euro 2020 winner has been on the books of the Milan Giants since 2017, going to star in several trophy wins and Champions League campaigns. He is very happy at Inter and would only move for the right project, but the Premier League is something that interests him, and there is interest from England, the report reads. Liverpool and Tottenham have both extensively scouted him, while Manchester City and Manchester United both have him shortlisted. January feels very unlikely for any sort of movement, but the summer of 2026 could paint a different picture. Bastoni is valued at around 80 million and is under contract with Christian Chivu's side until 2028. Fabrizio Romano confirms Liverpool contract talks for midfielder. Liverpool's transfer department has been busy again, but this time, the focus isn't on signing new faces. The club is quietly working to secure the long-term future of two midfielders who have become central to Arne Slot's rebuild. While much of the Premier League is scrambling to fix squad depth issues or replace aging stars, Liverpool's approach has been steady. Protect what's already working. After lessons learned from past departures, they are determined not to repeat the same mistakes. Talks are reportedly already underway behind the scenes, and the club's hierarchy seems keen to reward consistency, leadership, and work ethic on the pitch. The competition this season has been intense. Arsenal are leading the table, Manchester City remain dangerous, and the Reds are trying to stay in touch despite an uneven start. Amid this, one of Liverpool's midfielders has stood out as a key figure, delivering goals, assists, and tireless energy week after week. That effort has not gone unnoticed, both inside the club and across Europe. According to Fabrizio Romano, Liverpool have started talks over new deal with Dominik Szoboszlai after exclusive story 2 weeks ago. Romano added that the plan was clear. Zobo and Gravenberch to discuss new contracts soon, as talks started with the Hungarian. Club super happy plus top performances. The Reds are not just rewarding Szoboszlai's early season form, they're planning for stability. Both Szoboszlai and Ryan Gravenberch currently earn around $270,000 a week between them, with contracts set to expire in 2028. The new deals are expected to extend those terms and include pay rises. Szoboszlai's contribution under Slot has been immense. The Hungarian has featured in every league and Champions League match, providing goals, assists, and relentless drive. His showing in the 1-0 win over Real Madrid was described as incredible, and Virgil van Dijk summed it up perfectly. What you see is what you get from Dom. He is very important. The energy he brings on the pitch is incredible, and the quality that he has is outstanding. So far, he has had a great start to the season, and he has to keep going. Liverpool know they cannot afford to lose another key player the way they lost Trent Alexander-Arnold. This time, they're acting early. Liverpool transfer news as 63 Mellors ace considered and second raid after Mark Guehi tipped. Liverpool returns to Premier League action this weekend with a trip to Manchester City, and it comes after back-to-back wins over Aston Villa and Real Madrid. Arne Slot has needed some time to find the right balance at Anfield following a big summer of Liverpool transfers. But that hasn't stopped even more new players being tipped to arrive in 2026, when defensive reinforcements might be required for a couple of different reasons. Here is Danois' verdict on the transfer gossip to emerge around the Reds today. We start with a new name being put forward as a potential center-back option. Ousmane Diomande, Sporting CP. Crystal Palace considered $63 million, $48 million rated. Ousmane Diomande last summer, but he ended up staying with Sporting CP. In 2026, he is said to be under consideration by Liverpool. While the Reds are in for other center-backs, including Mark Guehi, Diomande has been on their radar before. He is very highly rated, and Dave Oakcop says he is on the agenda again. Last month, the Daily Express suggested similar. Diomande is a left-footed center back, and he doesn't turn 22 until December. Liverpool already has Giovanni Leone as a long-term option, but still needs Ibrahima Konate to pen new terms. Virgil van Dijk is getting older, and a long-term replacement will need to be sourced. Joe Gomez is third choice at the moment, but could have left in each of the previous 2 summers. Adam Wharton, Crystal Palace. Liverpool could sign Mark Guehi next year with his contract set to expire in 2026. But the Reds have also been tipped to sign another Crystal Palace star in the not-too-distant future, too. When you're doing so well, there's always going to be clubs floating around, trying to buy your big stars. The former Wales international Joe Ledley, who played for the Selhurst Park side for 3 years, told Gambling.com. You can't really compete with that, but Adam Wharton is a fantastic player and central midfielder. I've watched him a few times, and he's a really creative player, always on the front foot, always looking forward, finding those passes. Still young, too. He's represented England as well, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of clubs interested in him, whether it happens soon or in a year or 2. You want to keep your best players at Crystal Palace, and he's definitely one of them. Time will tell. I think he's had a fantastic start to the season and the end of last season, so hopefully Palace will hand out a few new contracts soon. Liverpool would be a good move for him, in that midfield area with Alexis Mac Allister. Also Arsenal. Those sort of teams, the ones that get on the ball and are possession-based, he would suit. So it wouldn't surprise me if those 2 were interested in January or at the end of the season. Liverpool transfer news. Reds closely monitoring. Chelsea linked Newcastle United star. Liverpool are reportedly interested in signing. Chelsea linked Newcastle United defender Sven Botman. It is no secret that the Premier League champions are currently in the market for a new option for the middle of their defense in the near future. Arne Slot's side were mightily close to securing the services of Crystal Palace and England star Mark Guehi over the course of the summer window. However, after the South London Eagles were unable to source an adequate replacement, the defender's proposed move to Anfield collapsed. Botman and Newcastle enjoyed a productive night on the continental stage earlier in the week, beating Athletic Bilbao 2-0 in the Champions League. Liverpool-Chelsea to fight for Botman? According to Caught Offside, Newcastle and Netherlands star Botman could be making a high-profile switch across Premier League battle lines. The report claims that the 25-year-old has captured the attention of Liverpool, who are, as previously mentioned, looking to bolster their backline. It is understood that the Merseyside club have joined Chelsea in the hunt for Botman, who has been on the radar of the Stamford Bridge outfit for a while. In an attempt to retain the long-term services of the Dutchman, new Newcastle sporting director Ross Wilson is supposedly set to open contract talks with the player. It is believed that the Magpies are very keen to keep Botman in the northeast, while the centre-back is yet to signal any intention to depart. Another left-footed option, in a modern game dominated by elite sides playing out from the back, having a left-footed centre-back is a useful tool for many clubs. Liverpool are clearly looking to secure a player of that profile during the 2026 transfer windows, with Newcastle's Botman a possible arrival. Unlike Konstantinos Kouliarakis of Wolfsburg, 25-year-old Botman has already proven his worth in the Premier League, meaning that he could potentially hit the ground running at Anfield. Liverpool transfer target delivers candid verdict on Man UTD move after difficult start. Despite attracting interest from football giants like Liverpool and Real Madrid, Lenny Yoro maintains that he has no regrets about signing for Manchester United. The 19-year-old center-back joined the Red Devils last summer in a deal potentially worth up to $76 million. Liverpool had shown interest in Yoro and had communicated their intentions to Lille, but they anticipated his move to the Bernabeu. Even as they kept an eye on his situation, they ultimately decided against placing a bid, especially when Madrid chose not to meet the League One side's asking price. Consequently, United had the opportunity to negotiate a deal with the defender, offering him immediate regular first-team football, a prospect that wouldn't have been available at Anfield. Last season saw Liverpool clinch the Premier League title, while United experienced their worst campaign in the history of the revamped English top flight. They finished 15th in the table and suffered a loss in the Europa League final to Tottenham Hotspur, failing to secure a spot in Europe as a result. Despite a challenging start at Old Trafford, including a broken foot that delayed his official debut until December, Euro managed to make 33 appearances across all competitions during his first season. However, by the time he was fit again, Erik ten Hag, the manager who signed him, had already been sacked and replaced by Ruben Amorim. Regardless of the struggles United has faced since Euro's arrival, the young defender insists he harbors no regrets about his decision to join the club. Yeah, I know the media. Sometimes there's some information that's not completely true sometimes, he told reporters, including our sister site, the Manchester Evening News, when directly asked about Real Madrid's interest in particular. This is some choice you need to make in your career. I've had a couple of clubs showing an interest. Not just Madrid or United, I had a lot of clubs. Today my choice is Manchester, so I'm really happy with this. I know some people talked about this last year because of the results. I can understand them, but honestly, it's my choice, my career. I know what I'm doing, and I'm just going to be better in the future. I said a couple of times, even with last season, I never had this feeling of regret or something like this. I know Manchester United. I know sometimes you can have a bad season, but this club is a top club, so you cannot have doubts about this. I know the project of the club also before I came. Of course, I cannot expect the first year to finish in 15th position. These are some things you need to face also. But you have the director of the club, the coach, all the players, they're here to push you every day. You have confidence in this club. You need to put your heads up every day and try to do your best. Thank you for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.